Corporate and financial scandal increase every year, giving rise to a crisis in the credibility of members of the accountancy profession, managers, and businessmen. This raises questions about the effectiveness of the teaching of ethics. Business schools have challenges in internalizing ethical values in business because of the gap between ethical theories and their application in the real world. The business school pursuit of infusing ethical values into students is replete with challenges, among which is the problem that students may not readily grasp the relationship between ethic theories and the real-world application. To overcome this, innovative techniques such as visual simulation tools are needed. Simulation-based learning is an innovative approach to learning, which provides more concrete experience or learning practices by representing problems that occurs in real business life, thereby increasing the student's immersion in learning. Innovative delivery is in line with the expectation of the current audience, who are a millennial generation with an educational instrumentalist view and look for investment returns from whatever they learn. One of the innovative technologies that has a big effect on a bachelor's degree is virtual reality. These are due to some learning activities being difficult to implement in real environment because of high cost, lack of infrastructure, or simply being too risky. New technology platforms such as mobile apps and virtual simulation offer the possibility of imitating real-world complex processes and systems which are difficult to replicate using traditional education material such as lectures or case studies. Virtual technology gives students a deep learning experience because there are three basic features of virtual technology: immersion, imagination, and interaction. This lesson aims using behavioral simulation based on virtual reality for teaching business ethics. This lesson is particularly relevant to respond to recent situation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. This is because virtual technology is able to introduce practical knowledge to the class without leaving it. Additionally, shifting from a physical classroom learning environment to a virtual learning environment can provide real-time visualization and interaction in a virtual world that is very similar to the real world, and students can get practical knowledge without leaving home. Therefore, virtual technology can be one of the learning media to keep study at home during the pandemic crisis. Okay, let's try behavioral simulation based on virtual reality for teaching business ethics. In this behavioral simulation, students act as an auditor. Students will enter virtual environment and experience the practice as an auditor in a company. In carrying out the audit work, there are several steps taken by the auditor. First, the auditor reviews the completion of the project. In the second step, the auditor enters the accounting department to audit the financial statement and to check whether the revenue recognition is in accordance with the level of the project. But in their roles as an auditor, students face on ethical dilemma situation that might be encountered by auditors. The auditor found that there was a difference between the percentage of project completion and the revenue recognition reported. In accordance with the accounting standard, companies must recognize revenues as much as the completed project. Participants experience ethical dilemmas. Whether to choose option A, detect earning manipulation and ask the auditee to adjust the level of profit, or action B, to approve the client action. If the auditor chooses action A, the audit engagement is stopped and the auditor loses the client. If the auditor chooses action B, the auditor will continue the audit work and the client is still with him. After making a choice, the auditor gets visual pictures of the impact of the action chosen for the stakeholder. The use of VR in ethical education is effective because VR is able to provide experience with creating a virtual world for students to practice making the decision in ethical dilemmas without deducing socially despicable effects. Students can learn, feel, and observe potential consequences and take part in decision making to solve real problems. The use of virtual reality can offer students an unparalleled opportunity to reflect or receive feedback about the dissonance between behavior taken when confronted with ethical dilemmas and the theoretical attitude they propose during the class. VR technology is considered as the potential learning media to teaching ethics to the future and current professionals.